with his back against the San Francisco traffic. On the bridge's side that faces towards the jail, heading out to join a demographic. He hoists his first leg up over the rail. Phone calls made, police cars show up quickly. The sergeant slams his passenger door. He says, "Son, why don't you just talk through this with me? And tell me what it is you're doing it for." It's a little bit of everything. The mountains, it's the fog. The news at 6 o'clock. It's the death of my first dog. The angels up above me, the song they wouldn't sing. It's a little bit of everything. An old man, he stands in the buffet line. He smiles as he holds out his plate. The further he looks back into his timeline, the hard road that led him to today, making up for where his bright future had left him, making up for the fact his only son was gone, and letting all at once his server asks him, "Have you figured out yet what it is you want?" Have a little bit of everything, the biscuits and the beans, whatever helps me to forget about the things that brought me to my knees. So pile on the mashed potatoes and an extra chicken wing. I'm having a little bit of everything. Somewhere a pretty girl is writing invitations for a wedding she has scheduled for the fall. A man says, "Baby, can I make an observation? You don't seem to be having any fun at all." She said, "You worry about your groomsmen and your shirt size. Rest assured that this is making me feel good. Life is so much easier than you realize. If you can give yourself to someone, I think you should. It's a little bit of everything. The way you joke, the way you wake. It is getting up before you so I can watch you as you wake. So on that day in late September, it's not some stupid little ring. I'm getting a little bit of everything. It's a little bit of everything. The matador, it's the bull, It's the suggested daily dosage and the red moon when it's full. And all these psychics and these doctors, they're all right and they're all wrong. It's like they're trying to make out every word. They should simply hum along. It's not a message written in the dark or some stupid little thing. Oh, it's a little bit of everything.
All right, everybody, we're back, and I'm so grateful to have this amazing guest with us today, Cranston Dean. Thank you so much for being part of the podcast today. I've been listening to your music for probably 5 or 6 years because of Pat Noon, who produces my music as well. He's shown me your stuff, and you are very prolific. You're an amazing lyricist. You have great depth with your songs. They're all different genres, and you mix a lot of really interesting stories, and I'm a fan, and I'm really grateful that you're here, and I'm so thankful you did the cover song from Dawes, A Little Bit of Everything. Can you explain to me why you chose that song today? What does that song mean to you?
I picked that one because I think it's just one of the saddest saddest songs there is, because it touches very raw emotion of the human condition. We all kind of, that loneliness that everyone feels at some point. There's no cure to it, really, and or there's no actual cure to it. We will all die alone.
It's definitely something that everyone has to face: loneliness and who am I? What am I going? Where was I? Am I making any progress? I feel like that's a big thing in life. Is anything going anywhere?
And I hope so. I hope that's what I think everyone in this room asks themselves that, and that's a good thing, because that's how you hopefully become better as a person. But I do hope overall more people are asking that question. And I also picked that song because that's a really nice piano you have over there. So
Thank you. I appreciate it. When did music start for you? Was it something that you kind of picked up? Did you have mentors? How did this all begin for you?
When I was young, I definitely grew up my father's in my opinion, he has a great voice. He's a singer, and he's always been singing and performing. So it was normalized through that. And my mother is just a music fan. She cannot sing. She tries. She does well. We do karaoke at family parties sometimes, and she lets it rip, but not.
It's not encouraged.
Not where I got singing from, for sure. And as far as mentors go, I had a good music teacher in high school. And aside from that, I've always kind of been a little bit resentful that there weren't as many mentors around, especially when I first started getting into Asbury Park. I don't think the generation that was above me by like 10 years or so really could or wanted to help any of the younger artists, in the most part. Like the guys that were playing out at the Saint when it was just the Saint and the Pony. I don't think there was a lot of people that were like kind of reaching down and trying to help younger artists. I didn't feel it in a way. And so I've always resented that and tried to help younger artists when I can.
I'm right there with you. I mean, growing up in that area, everyone was kind of like out for them, not out for themselves, but they were kind of just laser focused on what they were doing. Nobody really, like the generation before, they were kind of trying to hold on to what they had. And, you know, when they had the pony shows and like you said, the Saint or Lanes, like, this is my group of people. I don't want to bring anybody up with me. I'm trying to make ticket money, and I can definitely feel where you're coming from with that.
And I think a lot of, the artists that are playing a lot in town today, it's the complete opposite of that. It is very much like, oh, dude, I like your band. You should check out this guy's band, everybody. Maybe they can get on this bill with us. And I love that energy a lot more because the crabs in the bucket
Yeah.
mentality is for the birds, you know?
Yeah, I agree with you, and especially in Asbury, the scene is definitely, I feel, getting bigger, for sure. I mean, 10 years ago, I would say it's doubled what it was because there's just a lot of people who are. I don't want to say they're getting more opportunities, but they're just working harder to get them. Like they're not just going for the pony show, like you said. They're going to low dive. They're going to all these beach boardwalk bars to play. And if you get 100 people to come there, you can get people interested in your music, buy a vinyl, or come to a show that they can buy a ticket for. And it's definitely blossoming a lot, which is very
There's
cool.
so many more places to play now than there were 10 years ago, which is just like a great thing, only having 2 rooms or 3 rooms with like the press room coming out, or 610 bangs, whatever that was.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Like, and there'd be a couple, Chico's House of Jazz. Like there was a couple rooms in town, but now it feels so much more vibrant because there's more places to play. That's something, as we get into festival season here, I know, like, every year there's people that just complain and complain, like, oh, they take up the boardwalk in Asbury Park and the best weather weekend of the whole year, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, what do you want? It's Asbury Park. Like, there are Ocean Grove is right there.
Yeah.
If you want to go boring, it's right there. Last year there was a woman, and I canned her on social media because I just didn't like this ignorant attitude of, she goes, there's no local representation, which is just completely false. She goes, and there's no fierce women being represented. And she said this the day that Rachel Anna Dobkin played, and I think that lady's fierce.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, well, Rachel Anna Dobkin played today, and she goes, I know. And it's like, don't be mad because you didn't get on and you didn't get this opportunity. Be thankful that this thing's happening, because everyone I know gets more gigs that weekend because there's more music going around, and people that might have been asked first are already busy doing something else. So there's more work to go around. And I'll never get the crabs in the bucket trying to keep each other down attitude, because I think it's just such...
There's no way to grow that way, that's for sure. It's
like a weak mentality. Sorry, I'm going off on tangents here.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
It's been a week.
It's a podcast. We want tangents.
Okay. Well, you're in for a treat.
Yeah. This episode of That's Entertainment is brought to you by Loom. Loom is a water-infused juice drink that is perfect for any age or occasion. They have a wide array of flavors. This is my favorite one. It's called Dark Cherry, and it's only 25 calories in each bottle. Check them out at drinkloom.com. Use the promo code That's Entertainment to get 15% off your first order. So, like I said, your songwriting's fantastic. What do you think was like your influence as a songwriter? What artists kind of gravitated, like, I want to kind of be like that?
The unattainable unicorn of Paul McCartney, I think, is... Yeah. I learned to dance on my mom's feet in the kitchen to Rubber Soul, my favorite album of all time. And even though there's a lot of songs on there that aren't Paul heavy, I think that made me fall in love with the Beatles. And to my ear personally, he is my favorite of the Beatles songwriters, even though some of his thoughts feel like 3 maybe incomplete thoughts that he just jumbled together.
Yeah.
I would prefer that rather than one long John Lennon thought.
Well, I agree with you. I'm left-handed, so like seeing Paul as a little kid playing his guitar upside down or playing a lefty guitar really was like, oh, that's wild. And just all his melodies. A lot of people said like he was the light side of the Beatles, John was the dark side of the Beatles. Yeah, but Paul wrote so many beautiful pieces of music, even outside the Beatles, like his solo stuff with Wings and everything like that. It's just incredible that one person wrote all those songs by himself. It's crazy.
Ram is one of my favorite albums of all time. One, because it's just like so hilarious that like Linda McCartney does do very minimal things on that album, but she's credited on the album Paul and Linda McCartney, and it's such a fuck you to John and Yoko, and that makes my heart so happy.
And one of the songs that I've always gravitated towards him, and it's cliche to say, but when I was watching the Get Back documentary that came out a few years ago,
I didn't see it.
Oh, it's on Disney Plus. It's fascinating. Like Paul treated it like a job. He went in every day at 10 a.m. He left at 5 p.m. He had a complete song. It wasn't like, oh, this is like a throwaway. No, this is a hit song. Like watching the documentary, he's just noodling around on the piano, and the song I'm talking about is Let It Be. And he comes out with Let It Be right there. And it's like, that wasn't a song. It was nothing. It was silence before that. Then all of a sudden he creates that song in the studio, and he's just not even thinking about it. It's just like second nature to him. And that song's probably been covered and played 8 million times. And that just shows you how brilliant he was. But he treated it like a job. Like that's the thing that the other Beatles, I feel, didn't have the same outlook with him. He treated it like a job. It's like, all right, we're going in today. We're going to write a song. And it started out like John and him were partners, and then it kind of just splintered away. They still said they wrote together, but they didn't towards the end. But just to segue 2 songs, I just wanted to play one of your songs that's available on Apple Music, Spotify, everywhere music's played. It's a song I really, really enjoy called I Got the Shakes. I love this song.
I got the shakes, I got the shivers, and I'm heading downtown and I'm hoping that it all delivers. I got the shakes, yeah, I got the trembles. Oh, you did, but I'm hoping that you don't remember. 'Cause then it's just hollyhocks of turpentine and hemlock in my brandy wine. St. Peter set out Peter's design, I remember. She's just a radiant patchwork architect. She won't give off her intellect. Shady as high noon never gets, but I love her. 'Cause I got the shakes, I got the shivers, and I'm heading downtown and I'm hoping that it all delivers. I got the shakes, yeah, I got the trembles. Oh, you did, but I'm hoping that you don't remember.
So good, man.
Then I'll just keep
Like I said, with your songwriting, I love that you are using a lot of different tools, a lot of different genres, tones, like this with the slide guitar, and it really sounds like Bayou, New Orleans kind of thing. Very organic, and if you play any other one of your songs, that's not what you're doing with other stuff, which I appreciate that as another songwriter. Like I love when people don't do the same thing twice. And this is it just makes you want to move. It's a great song.
Right.
When did you write this one?
In the height of my experimentation with drugs and alcohol is when I wrote this one. And a lot of my music is documentation in real time of my mental decline. And hopefully now me pulling up on the yoke of that and being able to fly right a little bit. And this song, it's weird to listen back to these kind of tracks because a lot of the players on them some of them are dead, some of them are out of my life. The guitar player on this lost his ability to play in his left hand for the past couple years due to a stroke. So it's just like a lot of people on this recording that I just, for one reason or another, don't have contact with or musical contact with. So it is nice to be able to hear that and kind of...
It's like a time capsule.
It's a time capsule. Yeah.
I was the same way when I was first starting to make music. It's funny. It's like bookmarks of your life. like my first songs, I was with a band, and I don't know where any of those people are anymore. And now you go back 5-10 years later, it's all a new group of people. And it's funny how life, like people kind of come and go throughout the years, and it does help shape you. It really does. The personalities of people around you, just, you can be one way 10 years ago, and then you're completely different.
Yeah, I've been trying to make peace with that. Like the bass player on this track, and I don't want to mention him by name, and he's somebody I love very dearly, but he just kind of ghosted everybody. And it wasn't just me, so I can't pinpoint it on myself, but for years it was, well, he did that. Why would he do that? Blah, blah, blah. But I'm coming around to the place of like, well, what did I do to him, or what didn't I do for him that led him to need to do that, and trying to take some accountability on that part. And so it is like people do come and go from our lives. And I think it does happen for important reasons, and it happen when things do end, it's meant to be in many ways. But it doesn't make it any easier, I suppose.
No, for sure. But also, you can't make yourself go crazy, because some people just want to disappear, man. They just don't want anybody. They go and do their own thing. I can't tell you how many friends I've had that say, I'm going to go find myself, and they just don't come back. They'll move to Florida, California. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of Unabomber stories for sure. But, it's really refreshing hearing your music, because, like I said, we have that, and Pat actually requested this song, John and Kathy, if we can listen to that, because this is the same artist, which is, it's awesome.
John met Kathy on the Jersey Shore, June 1940, right before the war. He courted her proudly before they shipped him off in his uniform. John promised Kathy that he'd always write, and thoughts of her would keep him up at night. No army strong or ocean wide would keep her from his side. He sang, I love you, I love you, I love you, till I'm old, gray. War came to close, then the discharge paper.
Sorry, I'm listening to it a little long, but I love this song, man. Thanks. I believe everything you're saying in this song. I really do. And the I Love You song later in the song, when you arpeggiate the piano, it's just so very tasteful how you just keep adding things throughout the composition.
That one, actually, the piano and string arrangement was done by my friend John Machino. I don't know if you remember.
I know the
him.
name.
Yeah, he was the Tom's River guy. He played in River City Extension for a while. Yeah. He had a great group with Mike Castaney called Thanks. They were great.
Yeah, it's
and he did all the arrangements there.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Thanks.
And like I said, like we heard I Got the Shakes, and now we hear John and Kathy. Still the same person, but I'm kind of showing my bias. I like artists that don't do the same thing twice. I mean, there's a lot of people that love to do the same thing every album, and it works for them. I'm a reggae artist. I'm doing a reggae album every time. I'm a blues guy. I like when you paint with a lot of different colors.
I think that's why I like McCartney over Lennon.
Yeah.
Is because like he's going to different places more often than John Lennon's like, well, it's going to be a blues, or it's going to be a weird blues. I'm going to use weird chords, but the form's going to be.
Well, Paul just had so much talent. It was like, it's staggering how good he was. Not only could he sing like a like a bird. He could play the bass better than anybody. He wasn't primarily a guitar player, but he still played the guitar. Listen to the guitar part in Blackbird. Like it's staggering how talented he was. And I think that's just what intimidated everybody, because everyone has their limitations. You can only do as much as you can. But he just did better than everybody.
And I want to be clear, I do love the rest of the Beatles. It's just like Paul McCartney is my favorite.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said you can believe this one, because I wrote the story. My mother's parents didn't have the best relationship, and they died when she was pretty young, young woman before I came around. And there was a woman at work that kind of took her in, and as I was born and grew up, she was my de facto grandmother, and her husband were like my grandparents, and they had a really beautiful love story, and their love story was very pure, and they were with each other until the end of their lives. And when my grandmother passed away, my grandfather went nuts in the hospital and just a heartbroken wreck. And so I wrote this song kind of, they keep singing I love you to each other, and it goes through the phases of their life. And in the beginning of the song, I'm talking about my mother's parents who, alcoholism is a terrible thing even back in the day. And my grandfather fought, my mother's birth father fought in World War II, and he did come back and marry my grandmother. But the song ends, and it's talking about the people that were in effect my grandparents, and they did love each other up until the end. And as painful as that was for my pop, it
makes a lot of sense when you explain the song to me. It seems like there's two different groups of people, and it is beautiful when, that's the love story. You're there to the end, but unfortunately, one goes before the other. It's just the way it is. And, you always hear those stories. Like with my grandparents, they lived with me. And when my grandma went, my grandfather was like, I'm done. And he was like, put me in there with her. Because it was basically what happened. Like a couple years later, he was gone too.
Yeah.
They're so dependent on one another.
And there's something beautiful about that, because it's like when you see an older person. And the other day I was playing at Albert Hall down in Waretown. I don't know if you've ever been there, but it's this weird 400 something seat venue that just does country and old time music primarily, and they do it every Saturday night. It's like family friendly, great time. This old dude got up and he goes, "Oh," and he says it right to me. He goes, "Don't get old. You can't get up." And I'm like, well, the alternative sounds pretty bad, man. I do want to get old. I want to get
experience
creaky
life
in the bones, and I'd rather die old and hopefully somewhat more complete than die young. And same with love. I would love to experience that love that, even though, it's like loving a dog. You're going to lose the dog, and that's going to be so awful. I want to love a human that way,
Yeah. We don't know how much time we have, and you just got to enjoy it. And I hear you. I'm fortunate. I've been with my wife. I met her when I was 21. I'm 38 now.
That's beautiful.
And I couldn't imagine. It just becomes part of you. You just can't even fathom it. So it's a beautiful, obviously it's a beautiful tribute to your grandparents, your pop, everyone. So kudos to you for that. And I wanted to go into the next song, Northern Town, if we could.
Trying not to make a sound. Heat, I can see it rising, and it's coming from the underground. Deep
I love this song's awesome. With that fat, is that an upright bass?
No,
It sounds like an upright to me. It's crazy.
It's
And
just,
with the hooting of the backup vocal, and your song is going somewhere. It's always leading to an explanation, or it's bringing you somewhere else. Like you'll start like the song starts out pretty mellow, then you roll into that chorus. It's just you have great, what's the word? I guess instinct. You have great instinct when you're singing.
This one I wrote about my friend Kevin Daly. He's a singer from up in Highlands, and we used to work for a home builder, and we went out one night, and I was like, "Hey buddy, I'm gonna go home. Do you want to ride home?" And he goes, "Nah, I'm gonna stay." I don't know if you know the band the Mercury Brothers.
Yeah.
But he stayed behind with Luke and Dan from the Mercury Brothers. Cool. Don't be late for work. And he goes, "If I am, I'll have a coffee in hand." And he was late for work that day, that next morning. And the reason was because him and Dan and Luke were sitting waiting for their Uber to come to take them back to Highlands. And they saw a couple gentlemen being ungentlemanly to a young woman, and they said, "Yo!" And then all three of those people told them to fuck off and mind their own business.
Oh, geez.
Came back with like 6 other dudes and jumped them. So my friend Kevin Daly, to his credit, showed up to work only a half hour late, coffee's in hand,
After a
with
nice
a black
little-
eye. And so I wrote I missed the last bus home just to catch a round with my black-eyed friend who's been feeling down in a northern town. Is to my buddy Kevin Daly, bud.
That's awesome. I figured all your songs had good stories behind them. I'm sure you have a great imagination, but I feel like a lot of stuff's autobiographical from what I'm hearing with you.
Some things, yeah, life is just so full of inspiration. It's
Yeah, so we're gonna dive into your music videos in about a second, but real quick, I want to talk about the segment we do called Desert Island Records. Basically, what I do is, each guest, I just ask you, what's an album you can't live without? If you're stuck on a desert island, you can listen to one thing for the rest of your life. What's something you just can't live without?
I know I mentioned the Beatles and my love for them. I love James Taylor. I've just always have. I don't know why.
He's amazing.
He's great.
Amazing.
But I think the one album, if I could only pick one, the one I would bring is probably Black Messiah by D'Angelo. And
Okay.
it's because the musical nutrition of that, there's a little something and a little different feel in the whole album. So I think you get a lot more for that one album. So Black Messiah by D'Angelo.
Okay. Well, I am also going black, but it's Black Sabbath. I'm doing Paranoid, especially with Ozzy passing and seeing everything he's ever done on TV lately. This album means a lot to me because I started playing guitar when I think I was like 13 or 14. And my guitar teacher basically said to me, "What do you like to hear?" I was like, well, I kept hearing this guy, because basically in my grammar school, there was these outlets outside in this kind of like pavilion outside the school, and these guys would plug in their amps and do like a makeshift show, like these 8th graders. I was like a sixth grade or whatever. And they were playing this thing, and I was like, there's this song I kept hearing. I was like, na, 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 na. And he's like, oh, Iron Man, Black Sabbath. It was like, my guitar teacher, his name was Bill Merritt. To this day, I've seen a lot of musicians. This dude could play anything with his eyes closed, one-handed, one foot up in the air, upside down. He was such an incredible guitar teacher. And he told me, if you like that song, and he gave me this to listen to. I think it was a CD. Like, listen to this. You're lefty. Tony Iommi's lefty. This is some of the heaviest stuff that ever came out, but they're great songs. Like War Pigs, Paranoid, Planet Caravan, Iron Man, Electric Funeral, Hand of Doom, Rats Out, Fairies Wear Boots. If you just had like 3 of these songs, it would be like one of the biggest, most influential albums ever. But to me, this is the perfect album. I couldn't go without that one.
I love that.
That means a lot to me, that album. And War Pigs, every time it comes on, when you hear that, nah, everyone.
R.I.P. to the man.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with all the tributes that had been coming out in the past couple months, like when you hear his voice, you're like, damn, that wasn't just like bullshit. It wasn't because he's crazy, so let's listen to the music. No, he was very, very good at singing.
I've said it a bunch of times. There's a reason he was Ozzy Osbourne. It's because he sang, like he went into the studio, was like, oh, I'm going to sing this song. All right, go back. I'm going to sing on top of it. All right, that's it. And that was Ozzy Osbourne. He was so talented as a vocalist. And even in the end, like I was watching like that last concert he did, he was in rough shape, but still like there were glimpses of him singing so beautifully. And I'm like, he still can do it. Like his body's gone. Can't even stand up, but he's still doing it. It's really incredible.
Mustering that strength. I mean, singing like the microphone owes you some money. That is like, say it with your chest, man. I love that.
Yeah. This episode of That's Entertainment is brought to you by Shore Sips, a vodka-infused water drink that uses real fruit juice, only has 1 gram of sugar, and 90 calories in each can. Say bye-bye to bubbles and hello to Shore Sips. Visit them at shoresips.com. So I wanted to switch over to your music videos. This music video is awesome. I listened to it and watched it a few times. Toe the Line.
Taking notes, I can never show up on time. Might spend my whole life learning how to toe the line. Backseat with a cigarette, wind was blowing all in my hair. We're flying and the driver's fine, ashes going everywhere. Day drunk, daydreaming. Baby, I'm just passing the time. I spent my whole life learning how to toe the line.
Well, that's Asbury.
I might spend my whole life learning how to toe the line.
And this is the common theme with you, diversity. It's this doesn't sound like the other songs. Who filmed this? Tell me about the music video.
So this was filmed by a team of people, and I can't remember everyone's names. It was directed by my friend Michaela Patton, and it was edited by her husband. Well, her actual last name is Ty Harrison and Michaela Harrison now, but at the time they were engaged. And
cool.
So they came up with the storyline for me because I'm just really bad at visual things. I can hardly get a sense on musical things, and then now it's like you got to figure out everything. So they came up with the treatment for this, and it was a lot of fun to do. It's a lot more work than I thought goes into it. I thought you just kind of shoot what's happening and go, all right, see you later.
Did it take a while to shoot? How long was
Too
this?
long, way too long. There's like a scene at the end, and my mother's in this, which I really, really appreciate and love. I had a blast doing it because my mother's around.
Was that your mother in the beginning?
It was.
Oh, nice.
And then the guy at the piano is this guy, Jack Black. And if you're from Highlands or Atlantic Islands, he's like a legend up there. His family owned a place called Connor's Hotel in Highlands for many years. And there's definitely people running around Highlands and Atlantic Islands that were conceived at Connor's Hotel for sure. I know 2 of them. And so, yeah, it was cool to have him in the video as well. My favorite part of the video is there's a little bit, and some of my students were in there too.
Oh, that's awesome. You got to incorporate your actual music students.
There's a part where I look out the window at myself holding a tax sign, like a do your taxes sign, because when I was a young man, that was the only job I could find due to a marijuana arrest. Shout out to New Jersey for being unfair to marijuana arrests for so many years. So good that all these cops and lawyers are making money off of that industry now. Really awesome. But when I could only find a job as a one of the sign guys, one of the places I applied for was Quick Check in Highlands. And they didn't give me a job. And 2 months later, one of their gas station attendants was caught selling heroin at the pumps. So fuck you, Quick Check. And fuck you, Liberty Tax, too.
So were you the sign guy? You were flipping the sign? Or
I didn't flip. I'd just go.
You begrudgingly held the sign.
Yeah, like thinking about how many paychecks that would take me to get a gun. Was probably what I was doing.
All right, so we also want to dive into Brother, Oh Brother.
That guy, Jackie Black, that I was talking about, he's in this video. This is all footage from that part of Highlands back in the day.
Okay. What was it, like 60s or something?
60s, some 70s in this one. I think there's a little 50s in this one,
cool.
too. And all this footage came from a guy, Mike Hagerty, and his father had taken all this footage and compiled it, directed by the same and edited by my friend Tyler Harrison and his group called Thriving Era. And so he got a hold of all this old Highlands footage and put some of my music to it, which has been really nice for me.
It's awesome. It really works well with the song. You're really showing your vocal abilities in this one.
This is another one that it's hard to listen to sometimes because the pedal steel player on this one has passed. This is one that because the pedal steel's so prominent in the recording, he obviously loved playing this one, and it's weird to hear the ghost of his playing, and it's also written about my friend AJ Hagney, and he passed away from an accidental overdose when we were young men, and he was somebody that was very, very supportive of any of his friends' endeavors, including mine, and he'd always be right up front at the Saint, screaming his head off. He had one of those voices that was always hoarse because he was always screaming, but he was always screaming for his friends. He wasn't screaming being a dink. He was being supportive, and so I wrote the song for him, and it became a little extra heavy for me to listen to when the pedal steel player passed, unfortunately, an overdose as well.
Yeah, it's tough looking back sometimes, but it also
time capsule wise, it is important and it's sweet, and people are still doing this kind of stuff in Highlands, which is I love that about that place. That pool that guy just jumped in was at Connor's Hotel, where that little kid's baseball jersey, and that was Jack Black's family. That might have been Jack Black falling right there, but kids are still doing that at that very beach, and it's like where my part of the Jersey Shore is not the cleanest water. Like, we are dirty harbor kids, you know what I mean? I definitely jumped through oil slicks on a hot summer's day because there wasn't a pool around, and that's the closest body of water. But
it's funny you talk, like, it makes you feel good to know that this is still going on. It's like I love tradition. Like, my whole family's from Jersey City, and they didn't grow up where I'm from Brick, so they didn't grow up near the water, near the beach. But every summer they would come down, and it made me appreciate where I'm at a lot, because like I'm right next to the ocean. They're by New York City, the top of New Jersey. They don't really get to experience this, but it was like a cool tradition to. And they would come.
A lot of the people in that video are actually, they're on vacation. A lot of the footage is from this place called Gravelly Point, and it's this road in Highlands that was just all these bungalows that people would rent out for the summer, and so many families would do it
Yeah.
year after year and generation after generation. So a lot of those people were definitely coming from the northern cities and having a good time. And it's funny to me that a lot of their grandkids now live in town.
Yeah.
Just
yeah.
like you're saying, like your family came down this way and now you grew up in Brick. Like
Yeah.
your parents went, oh, let's go to the shore. And same thing with a lot of people that I know in Highlands now is they grew up going there. And now they call it home, which is, I think, a beautiful thing. I love the shore.
Yeah, me too. I'm grateful that I got to grow up here.
We do call it going to the beach, but like,
Yeah, my family's all going down to the shore. Their
Yeah.
shore. No, it's beach. I'm like, no, it's not. I'm like, okay. But yeah, I appreciate it. And I got a second generation now. My kids they're beach kids now.
Oh, yeah.
So it's fun. It's definitely something I'm grateful for. And seeing that video of all those families, it makes you happy.
Yeah.
They get a week of that, and I'm here, 12 months. So it's nice.
it's a beautiful. I mean, I love when people talk their trash on New Jersey. I've been to so many different states. Like I've been to Indiana. It's not a good place. People are like, "There's no room in this country. We're out of room." But I've been to Indiana. Cut down one fucking cornfield. We got plenty of room. And it's a boring, boring, boring state. And so is Ohio. So is Connecticut. It's one of my least favorite states of all time. And I have family that settled for Connecticut. They didn't settle it, but they said this will do. And they still live in Connecticut to this day. As if they don't know, like that you can leave Connecticut.
There's
It's
other
crazy.
places.
There's other places. And Connecticut, if I ever run for office, my big platform is going to be a great tunnel, a big, wonderful tunnel that goes underneath Connecticut. And we can get out. I could pop up in Hartford, but I can't get back in the tunnel. I can only get out of the tunnel. And it goes right from New York City right to Boston, and you don't have to deal with Connecticut. But yeah, we got plenty of space is what I'm saying.
You're making me think of Wayne's World when they're like, let's magically get whisked away to Delaware. They have nothing to say because there's nothing in Delaware. You have nothing to do. But yeah, I don't think I've ever even stayed in Connecticut for more than driving through it. So I can't vouch for it.
The thing is, it's not the worst when you get off the highway, but like the highways are the worst. Like two of the most populous places on the Northeast, and then they put 2 lanes of highway between them. Like we have this like gorgeous 4 lanes, and then you go over to New York and they still have 4 lanes. It's just bad roads. And then you go into Connecticut and it's 2 lanes, and somebody got paid to think that. Like that's insane. Somebody got paid good money. They probably got a pension to think that, to write that up, and then they had some other idiot draw up the plans, and they all got paid for that. 2 lanes. It's insane.
People
Get your shit together, Connecticut.
People get paid a lot of money to do things, and most of the time they're not good ideas. It really is remarkable.
It's wild.
Like you see a bad movie, I'm like, someone paid $50 million to make this shithole movie.
I saw Cocaine Bear in theaters. And
Oh my God. You
I
saw
complained
that?
yeah, it was the only thing going. And my friend that I live really close to a movie theater. My friend was down from New York. He's like, I want to see a movie. It was the only one on. And we were leaving, and I was like, that was a bad movie. And he just looked at me so serious. He's like, what did you think that movie was going to be?
The last gasp of Ray Liotta. He had the pinnacle of Goodfellas, and he ends with Cocaine Bear.
God bless.
So the last song we want to highlight with your music, this is your most recent music video, Maybe I'll Be Fired.
I like beer, but I'll take wine. Drink a little while, I'll be feeling fine. Dancing like a fool on the barroom floor. Put our heads together, couldn't think no more. And I like whiskey, and you like tea. If you can mix them up together, you can give them to me. And I'll go left, you stay right. Maybe if we're lucky, make it through the night. And where is Philadelphia? Where is Pandemonia? And if I'm getting out today, gonna drink 'em, take a couple notions to tomorrow, I would think I'm I got a bad desire. Yeah, maybe by tomorrow morning, baby, I'll be fine. Said, hey, I'm gonna drink 'em, take a couple potions tomorrow, I would think I'm I just wanna get high. Yeah, maybe by tomorrow morning, baby, I'll be fine.
Another great song,
Singing
man.
glory, hallelujah.
I feel a little Johnny Cash in this one.
I like some old country.
Yeah,
I'm a fan.
And you filmed this where?
We filmed this at Ocean County Technical Vocational School.
Oh.
Vocational Technical School.
Who
I don't
runs
remember.
who runs that class?
Well, it's this dude named Pat Noon, and he's got those kids all trained up. They're doing good, and they're way less grumpy than the sound people of Asbury of old, which is really that makes my heart full because they're good at their jobs and they're not grumpy, so they're definitely gonna take those dudes' jobs, and that makes me happy.
Yeah. Dude, there's some. I mean, I've been playing in Asbury since I was allowed to, since I was 18. It's amazing how many people just are miserable when they're setting up sound.
And my favorite thing is like I've done pretty miserable jobs, and I don't think those guys have spent like days and days in a crawl space running wiring under a house, but I have. And I would always go, do you want to trade jobs with me? Because I will gladly do your job if you want to go clock in for me tomorrow. And
Hand me the XLR cable you have and give me the
Yeah.
SM57. I'll put it by the amp.
This sounds awesome. There's not species of flies I've never seen in my life before down here. It really makes me tickled to be doing this job in a dry, air-conditioned room.
Yeah, this is a great song, man. Fresh new song, only 2 weeks old on YouTube if anyone wants to check them out. Maybe I'll Be Fired by Cranston Dean.
I wrote this song because I was working a job that, wasn't running sound in Asbury Park. And I think I had reason to be grumpy because I was on the top of this 30-foot extension ladder, staying in a dude's third house. It's not even like it was his one house, you know what I mean? 3 houses that I know about. And this dude goes to me, he's talking about the economy with his neighbor, and he goes, Cran, I don't know how your generation's ever going to afford a home. And it's like, well, I don't know, guy. Maybe if you paid me more money to do this job or didn't have 3 homes. You absolute muppet.
Give me one of your spare houses.
Yeah.
It's like the people from Sandy said, "Oh, my house is destroyed." I'm like, "This is your summer house." There's
Yeah.
people that don't have houses right now. Yeah, but I love this summer house. I really want it back.
Like, we got priorities, kid.
Yeah. So, Cranston, I just want to thank you for being on the podcast. You've been amazing. Your music's unbelievable. I just had a quick question for you before we go into your original song. Do you feel like music has been kind of like, what's the word to describe it? Is this something you can't live without? Because, I mean, I've been playing music probably since I was like 13. And being a musician has helped me in so many ways. It's got me through so many dark times. It's helped me cope with a lot of things because I just don't know how to talk about it. It's better if I just play. And even if it's just with no words, just playing the guitar. Has music really saved you in a lot of ways?
Over and over again. It's also not music itself, but the kind of the bullshit that goes around it definitely drives me insane sometimes.
Yeah.
And I feel like chasing the dragon of the moment when you and your bandmates are all like speaking together without having to look, and you kind of move like a school of fish, and then at the same moment you're actually making like meaningful connection with people in the audience. That is a dragon that I will chase for the rest of my life. And the screwy part of that is I don't think it happens all that often. It is a rare thing, even if you're practicing all the time, because it takes that perfect mental headspace to be in. It takes that for all of the people in the group, but it's worthwhile to chase, to find a song that makes me feel something. My next favorite song's always right around the corner, and I think everyone in the room, it has to be that way too, to keep doing this over and over and over again. And yeah, I would, if I went deaf, I would just move into the woods and just see how long I've really
have the
missed
bears get
society.
you?
Oh, hell no. I wouldn't let those stinky bears get me. Might be bugs on some of you scrubs, but there ain't no bugs on me. I'll be up in the tree stand shooting bears, living big bear life. But yeah, if I would much rather go blind.
It's so true. That's a great.
Don't have to drive anywhere. Deaf people still have to drive themselves places, and that sounds terrible. You're still stuck in traffic in Connecticut looking and you can't even hear music to be like, oh God, this is past the time. Nope. Just probably but if I was blind, I would like that better, I think.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have to see Connecticut.
Well, I loved your comment about a school of fish, because when you are performing, it is great when you're doing it yourself, but when you're around people and they respond to you and you feel like you're all there together, it's such a strange art form, because it's not like, you paint a picture, that's your picture, or, you build something, that's that. Music has to be alive. You have to perform it, and the people have to react to it. It's a marriage between the artist and the people. And like you said, when it's good, there's nothing better in the world. That feeling when everyone's with you, it's the best.
And I think that feeling is easily found when you're making music for non-commercial purposes, when you're just hanging out with your buds and when you're just having fun playing music. And it's difficult sometimes to get that energy to come with you when you're performing the music. I do love the performance part of it, because it's a different rush and a different buzz than simply just the music part, which is, I shouldn't say simply, but when you have the two together. When I was drinking, I liked drinking and smoking. I didn't like doing one or the other. I liked the mix of the two, and that's how I feel about music and performance. I like the mix of the two. I'll sit on a stage and host a show and still get a buzz from, look at me. I'm an only child, so I've been throwing a ball up in the air and catching it since I was born.
Well, I just want to say I'm very grateful you were here. I love your music, like I said, over the years. And you're going to end the show with a new original. It's not even recorded yet, called I'm Not Gonna Worry Anymore. Can you explain to me what exactly is that song that you're going to play? What came about? How did it start?
Somewhere between the threat of one war or one economic collapse or another that happened in the past, 4 months, 6 months, I was like, I can't look at this anymore. And so I wrote a song called I'm Not Gonna Worry Anymore. And turns out I lied, because I've been worrying a lot more since I wrote that song. And I hope to get to that place where I'm not gonna worry anymore. I think when I sing it now, it's almost like imagine if we could all just not worry about fundamental rights getting stripped away from people. Imagine if we could just all not worry about being able to afford groceries. Wouldn't that be amazing? That would be great. And yeah, I think I am going to keep worrying. I know I'm going to keep worrying, because there's just too much to worry about. But it is my hope that I can one day live a life where I'm not worrying anymore.
No, that's well put. But also, just from a listener, everyone's feeling that too. And you playing it and performing it and recording it, trust me, it's going to help somebody because they'll be like, all right, I'm not alone. I'm not worried that a bunch of people are dying over there. No one can afford to live. Someone else agrees with me too. So keep doing it. And I just want to say thank you so much for being a guest on the podcast and come back again.
It's been
please.
my pleasure. And to anybody who made it this far, I'm sorry if I pissed you off about any of the John Lennon stuff, or maybe you're a big Connecticut fan and you're going,
Connecticut definitely is out.
Connecticut's out. You're out. I think we should give them back to England. Like, let's just be like, oh, we were sorry about this one. Like, here you go. And they could be like, whatever they do. And, but thank you for listening this far. And I appreciate it. Sorry if I've pissed you off in any way. And
no, not at all, man. Your music's awesome. And I appreciate you being here for our first season. And like I said, if you ever want to come back, doors always open.
Gladly.
And I'm excited to hear your new song. I'm not going to worry anymore. Cranston Dean, thank you so much.
Falling planes and hurricanes, death outside my door. I'm not gonna worry anymore about ideologues with dirty bombs, the constant threat of war. I'm not gonna worry anymore. It's gonna lead to more frustration, all this pointless information. So if you got one but I got two, that's just fine, 'cause three will do. And I'm not gonna worry anymore. Vanity's insanity, always keeping score. I'm not gonna worry anymore. Arguing about how to get to God's good golden shore. I'm not gonna worry anymore. It's gonna shorten my duration, all this pointless information. So if you got one but I got two, that's just fine, 'cause three will do. And I'm not gonna worry anymore. It's gonna cause me more frustration, all this pointless information. So if you got one but I got two, that's just fine, 'cause three will do. And I'm not gonna worry, never was in much hurry. No, I'm not gonna worry anymore.